Well, hello, hello. So, welcome to another episode of Just One Thing, where training gyms get actionable insights to grow their business. So, hi, Tom. How are you?
So good. I think people think we have no friends because we're always just hanging out together. It's just like those guys are always together. What are they doing, man? They're just so we
Learning.
got a lot to talk about. That's why.
That is true. That is true. So today's question, Tom, is I have a lot of clients that use challenges to fill their gyms, and they run these challenges. They put in a lot of money, energy, effort, and then in the end, they say, you know what, the challenges did not work, and they did not get the results that they expected it to get. So, what are they doing wrong? How should we be running challenges? Tell me more.
Oh, well, that's a question. I mean, that's a strong question. We could go back many layers on that. So if you think about a challenge, they're a marketing tool. They used to have challenges, even 15 years ago, where you would put together teams. There'd be prize money. People would come in and, okay, I'm going to be here for 12 weeks or 8 weeks or 6 weeks. People are going to pay me to be part of this group, and then they all have matching T-shirts, and they work out together, and it's just like, yeah, that really did work 15 years ago, but the client has changed, and sometimes there's a sense of overexposure with those. So if you think about the challenge, what am I really trying to do with it? So if it's a tool to get new members, that's one thing, but it can be a tool to challenge my existing members to seek a better performance. So most of the time, we don't really know what we're trying to get done with it. We try to blend it and do both, which doesn't work very well anymore. And also the weird thing in the training gym world, you and I talk a lot about some other projects we're doing together on what's really happened in the training world since 2005 and the big splits and the evolution of the training gym. Well, that client coming in, I just saw somebody running one of these up in the Northeast, and it's a 4-week challenge for $39. And I'm looking at this going, my God, that a sophisticated client would just balk at that. It's scary. It's so cheap. It's just, it can't be worth anything. So when you think about this, they often don't even match my clientele. So it's of all the stuff we've talked about in the last, I don't know how many of these we've done now, which I enjoy these, thank you, but is the fundamentals, how the fundamentals are delivered will change, but the fundamentals themselves don't change that often. The fundamentals are still true. So who is my client? Well, in a training gym, my client is somebody that lives within 3 miles of my gym, statistically important, and they're in the top 40% by affluence in my community, extremely important, then I have to target for that. I can't tell this guy to come down to the local grocery store because I've got 2 bottles of wine for $4 a piece on sale. The guy's like, that means nothing to me. I don't, God, that's disgusting. $4 wine. Oh my God. The money guy's looking at this going, oh my, that's offensive. Well, I come to you. You want me as a 40% player, but you want me to come in and you're trying to use a $39 thing where I come in with 30, 40 people and run around in a pack. It's like, well, nobody wants to do that anymore, even pre-virus. So the whole strategy behind a challenge for bringing in external new members is dated. It's gone. It doesn't work that way anymore. So it's too cheap. Nobody wants to be one of 30. No money guy just wants to be a part of a pack. It's just, oh God, I can't wait to spend $40 to come in and hang out with 30 strangers, that are not even in my affluence level. Right. So go back to the basics. If I'm going internally, challenges work quite well because the people already trust you. They may join teams. They might have an individual challenge where they can meet their own goals. If I'm challenging myself internally as part of a 6-week or 12-week program where I record data, push myself, there might be a prize money, but it doesn't really matter. I'm really playing with internally, then challenges still work. They don't work anymore for bringing in external clients because they send the wrong message about the gym. They're handled badly. They're assuming a pack mentality versus something we've talked about 100 times is people coming in for a trial where a sophisticated client can evaluate you, evaluate your product, evaluate whether I fit into this business or not. And I do so at a moderate to high cost because that pre-qualifies them, but also I know you're serious. So if you want $199 or $299 for a 6-week trial, and your memberships are going to be somewhere between $300 to $800, $900, I look at the trial. It's reasonable based on my future expense. It allows me to visit a high-end business, similar to my doctor, my attorney, my professionals in my life. And as a money person, you didn't insult me because you're going to design something for me. I'm not part of a pack. The trial is so much more effective than those old school challenges that people just keep running them because I really don't think they know what the hell they're doing anymore.
Okay. So from that viewpoint, Tom, you're saying internal challenges, is that a way for me to upsell as well? So I do it for the team guys or the small group guys and then say, I'm going to use that a way to get them to doing one-on-one training with me, or no, that's just to bring in extra money for that period of time because it's an add-on. How am I looking at it? From what view should I be looking at that?
Well, I think you look from it from your own lens, from Anomaly, ultimate retention tool. That's what this has got to be. It's a retention. So everybody going into January, how badly did you eat in, October, November, December? So people get into the first of the year, there's always that born again fitness guy. Well, you know what? They're in your gym. So some of the training gyms is we're going to have a 90-day challenge. We're going to have a team meeting on nutrition information, how to recover from the holidays. We might talk about supplementation. We might talk about how much cardio you should do beyond your workouts. And then I set everybody in motion and let them work it out individually, but it's a challenge. And then we can post stuff on the wall. Sometimes people, that pressure of, oh my God, my name's going to be on the wall. I need to walk 2 extra times this week. Internal challenges are motivational, but they're also great retention tools, and they do generate some cash. Now, you can bring those in, and a hybrid in the middle of what I'm talking about is those could be designed to bring in people as guests. Because if I like you as a client, I'm probably going to like your spouse, meaning your spouse is probably going to fit into my business. So internal challenges as a referral system and a retention system are still current. Where they fail as an external movement to bring in potential members because they're so cheap that they really devalue the perception and the brand of your business.
Got it. And perfect. So Tom, tell me this then, from a equation perspective, one is the price. You already spoke a lot about that. Be mindful of who your client is. What about the duration? You said a 90-day challenge. That sounds a lot long to me, but what's the ideal time frame that we should really have the challenge for?
Well, nobody changes much in 30 days. So, but 6 weeks, that's when we tell clients, and I'd say it's kind of old school, but it's still viable. I usually say, look, you're going to notice first. And the first thing you're going to notice, you're going to step out of the shower someday, stand in front of the mirror, and you go, oh my God, I look different. And that's usually roughly 4 to 6 weeks. Won't happen tomorrow. Right. So it's just realistically, what can we do? So 6 weeks to 90 days are good challenges. Anything shorter of 6 weeks just is too short. It's just nothing changes. So give them 6 weeks. On the short side, 90 days, like that. Are some guys I've seen successful that use an annual, a 12-month from January to January. I saw one of these a few years ago. And it was a high-end training gym with some extremely wealthy clients. So these guys each of them put $500 in a pot, and the money was put into a little savings account so the gym couldn't blow it. And the guy that just got in the best shape in 12 months took the pot.
It's like the biggest loser ever in sight, huh?
Yeah. But these are real high-end CEO type people and men and women of that really higher stuff. So I'm in for 500. They did this. So you end up with 10, 12 guys in there. That's, it's not for them, not huge money, but it's enough money to get them thinking about an annual program. I'm going to make this the best year of my life.
Got
Now,
it.
I haven't seen too many guys. I don't think too many gym owners have the patience to run one of those. And of course, if you drop out, you leave the gym, you lose your share.
Right.
You put a 500 or 1,000 in, you put some big bucks on the board. These guys all feed it themselves. And then the coach, the gym owner records the progress. So everybody stays legit, and you lay out goals and body fat percentages. And you kind of define what it's going to take to be the winner, and off you go. And so that's one extreme, but not very many people will do that. 6 weeks, 90 days, somewhere in that range is where you want to be.
Okay. Talk time, talk price. You alluded a little bit to the body fat and stuff. What else should I be, which is more on the tracking thing? Is there anything else that I should be mindful of when I do run a challenge? Things that I should be doing from an approach perspective versus what I shouldn't be doing?
One of the things that's changed is, not too many years ago, the team thing that was popular in the gym. So you get, 5 people get assigned to a team or they're training friends or something, but people are so busy now that they just don't stay together, so to speak. They come in, they drift out. She's 10 years ago, when we had the women's gyms, we put teams together, and women would cheat. They tried to get people to get, here, take this laxative before we all have to team weigh. It's like, no, don't tell them. Who's telling you that? Well, Mary, the captain of our team, says we should take laxatives the night before so we could weigh in. It's like, no. I mean, the team thing is just so disruptive and corrosive too, because it's just somebody in there is always driving it. And then if somebody doesn't lose as much weight, it pulls the team down. So I just don't think that, because of time, because of the negativity, today's culture, all those things, I don't think the team works as well as individualization of the process where you're competing against yourself. And so that's the one I'd like to see. And so if you design around that, then using an in-body, some kind of body fat system is good. My zone, where I can get certain points, I can record certain amount of time exercising and things like that. It's a great tool, wonderful tool for that type of stuff. So as you start to move through the process, but individualization versus team is, I think, where it's going. The contradiction of that is one-day events, where you might have a 1 day, kind of a fun challenge for people that are been in the gym for a while, where they run up a hill and then they carry a bag of, sand somewhere and do some kind of goofy course, emulating the old Spartan races and all that stuff back from pre-COVID and things like that. So those type of things are fun, but they're a 1 day event, and you have age categories and give out little medals and stuff like that. But the challenges anymore, I think individualization. I think this whole team concept, I have a hard time going into a restaurant already, let alone put me with 12 people on a team. We got to, slap hands and all that. I don't know if the world's quite ready for that yet. So individualization, I think, is where we need to be today.
Yep. I think the training gyms, the mantra has always been personalization and individualization. So absolutely. But tell me this, how many people should be there in a challenge? That's one other thought that came to my mind as you were talking about individualization. Am I running a challenge and I have 20 people in it, and then 10 of them needs to be that guest, if you're thinking about it from a referral perspective? Or no, I've got it wrong. What's the right number based off of course, my square footage? But can you give me some
the old 10% rule still works. If I have 300 training clients in my little 3,500 foot gym, and so if I can get 10% of them to participate in an internal challenge, and then out of those 10% of those, 3 to maybe, if I get lucky, 20% bring a guest, I consider that a success. So,
okay.
You might do better than that. But again, the challenge is just a motivational tool. You run it, you've got a scoreboard in the gym, people are getting shouted out on social media for successes and things like that. But it's really, some people do better. Weight Watchers obviously made, billions of dollars back in the day before they destroyed that brand. That's why it doesn't work for everybody. Maybe 10 to 20% of your clients want to be part of that environment. Most of us are here to hide, but some people are there to, oh my God, I just need to be called out. I'm not getting anywhere. I need somebody to be yelling at me. So, okay, put my damn name on the wall. And okay, so, this guy weighs 260 pounds and goal weight of 220 in 6 months. And he's got all this stuff on the wall. Everybody's got their little plaques and pictures. And we just cross stuff out. You make a big visual deal out of it. And some people will do that, but the 10% rule, to answer your question directly, still is a pretty good rule.
Perfect. So from that 10% rule perspective, let's work that back. As you were saying those numbers. So if I have 100 clients in my gym, that's typically the avatar that we have, 100 to 150 clients for the most part. So if I have 100, you said 30% of them, 10% of them we sign up for the challenge. So that means 10 people, and then 20% of those 10 get me a guest. So that means only 2 guests then? Is that what I'm thinking?
Yeah. The guest thing is, if you've got the right gym and the right owner and the right team, you might get a higher guest rate. But the 10% rule, the minimum number. So if I've got 100 clients and I get 10, I consider that a success. And out of that, if I get, 1 to 3 guests and I sign them up, well, I ran a little in-house promotion for 6 weeks. I ran 10 of my clients through. We posted their numbers. 3/4 of them lost some weight, and I got 2 new clients out of it at $300 to $500 a month. Dude, I take that. That's all I would do on that case.
So challenge for internal members as a referral strategy, not necessarily challenge to open up new members and solicit all together. Like we're just going to run a challenge where we're just bringing in all new people without including our existing clients. Is what is the key takeaway? That's what you said there is so massively important. Is that marketing for? I was talking to an owner the other day, and a small group would be for intensive coaching, and then you still have the team players. So the challenge just doesn't. It's too generic to work with all of those marketing people. I know we really don't want to go down that path today with the marketing, but again, the challenge, it's a mismatch. It's a generic tool in a training gym where I need to apply target specific marketing with target specific delivery tools. And that's where the disconnect comes in. Fair enough. Well, thank you once again, Tom. I really enjoy these sessions. These are wealth of information for me, worth its weight in gold. So I'm sure the audience is going to enjoy this as well. So thank you once again.
Yeah, my pleasure. Always. As usual, I talk too much and too long because there's just so much I want them to learn. So, but thank you.